What's up, YouTube? My name is Bubix once again, and today we're gonna be talking about knights. Basically, I'm gonna go through the same, guidelines of introducing the skills, pros and cons, and how to play efficiently, and whether this class is good to go or not. Before we get everything started, I do like to shout out to Chris, aka Carla, for letting me borrow his character to do this video. So thank you, Chris, for all that good stuff. So yeah, let's get started. So what we're gonna have is we're gonna go start off with the skills. So let's start showing what they are. So first skill is called Million Sting, and what it does is you're gonna use 15 SP, and basically you're gonna stab very quickly in 3 meter in front of you, attacking up to 3 monsters for 88% damage for 3 times. One thing good about this skill is that you get to hold on to the key, so if you hold on to it, it will constantly attack it. So let's see how this skill look like. So I'm gonna hold on to it, and it just keeps on going until your SP drips. Very useful skill. I heard that this is one of the best skill to do for damaging because excuse me. It attacks very quickly, so it's #1 skill that you'll be using as a knight. Good DPS skill. Next skill is gonna be Piercing Blade. What you're gonna do is it's gonna consume 10 SP, and you're gonna swing at your shield, and it's gonna hit up to 3 monsters, and you're gonna push back the monster for 82% and damage. And then you also have a 31% of chance of stunning the monster for 1.5 seconds. If you use this twice in a row, the second time the skill is activated, it consumes only 4 SP, but at the same time you'll charge forward 4.5 meter and attacking monster that is there for 144%. So this is the skill how it looks like. So it's gonna be 1, that's the regular shield, but if you click, then it's gonna be charging forward. So let's see that one more time. Regular, if you do it twice, boom boom, and it charges forward, and it attacks the monster, which is pretty nice. Third skill that we're gonna look into is called Holy Strike. Basically you're gonna consume 30 SP, and you're gonna call forth the holy energy and then blast a 6-meter radius of energy, holy energy outwards, and then it's gonna hit up to 8 monsters, and then you're gonna attack them for 335% holy damage and knock them back for 2 meter as well. So let's see how this skill looks like. So we're gonna go boom. This is like one of your go-to attack. It's gonna be very big. However, you do have a pretty long cooldown to it, so so pretty much you gotta use it on the cooldown. It'll be very beneficial. So let's move on to the next skill. We have Iron Shield. Basically this is gonna be your defense skill. What it does is once you click on it, all the incoming damage will be reduced by 52%. You could constantly hold on to this. You could interrupt other abilities and click on this to get the full benefit of the block. However, once the character goes out of the defense stance, then they're gonna get the full 100% damage. So it is good to hold it down sometimes, but it's better to time the attack of incoming attacks so you don't fall out and then all of a sudden get hit. And I'll show you what that means right now. So if you hold on to it, it becomes like this, correct? But after a certain second, you see how like this thing is blinking, and then your character goes out of the form very briefly. So that is what they mean by going out of the stance. Once that happens, for example like this, you're gonna take the full on damage. One thing good about this is you could actually use a skill and then cancel it right away and then block if you need to. So you don't have to wait for your other skill to finish activating in order for you to block. You could just do it in the mid time, which is fantastic stuff. Another skill that we're gonna look into is called Swing Shield. Basically you're gonna use up 6 SP, throwing up to 9 meters, and then it's gonna hit the closest monster for 44% of damage, and it's gonna give them a 12-second debuff of decreasing their armor by 5.5%. This is very useful for bossing and stuff like that, because bosses defense gets dropped, so other party members could definitely do a lot more damage at that period of time. So you should use this off cooldowns, hopefully like every 12 seconds, so you'll constantly keep that debuff on the monster. And it does not only hit one person, and after it hits that main one, it's gonna bounce to the next 3 monsters, hitting for 44% as well. So let's see how this skill looks like. So I'm gonna be looking and throw. As you can see, you hit all 4 of them, because I hit one of them putting the debuff, and they will bounce off and then hit other 3. And unfortunately, this like after the second, third, fourth monsters that get hit by the shield does not get the debuff. It only the first one that gets the hit gets the debuff. So yeah, pretty nifty skill. You're probably gonna be spamming it a lot of times. Once again, just because of the debuff that it gives the monster. Next skill we're gonna look into is called Tornado Slash. What it does is you're gonna consume 20 SP, and basically you're swinging your sword left and right in a 3 meter radius, and hitting up to 8 monsters up to 84% damage twice. And it also has the ability to pull the monster towards you by 1 meter. So let's see how this skill looks like. So swing, swing, block, swing, swing. It is a fairly slow ability. However, it is pretty good when it comes to mobbing, so you probably won't be using it as much, because your other abilities, like such as Holy Strike or Piercing Blow, Blade also has like a lot of mobbing type of capability, so you're probably not gonna be using it as much, because this is part of your beginner skill, but it is good to have. Lastly, we're gonna look into Closing Swing. Basically, this is what your skill is for your SP regen. What it does is you're gonna, into 2 meter in front of you, you're gonna hit up to 5 monsters, attacking them for 40% for 2 times. So basically, it is just a swing motion, and then as you can say, it's a very basic. You will be using this most of the time just to get your SP back up, so keep that in mind. Put it on an area that you could easily spam it, because you will be spamming it a lot. Let's move on to the passive, shall we? First we have is pretty much a defense. Most of all classes has this defensive passive abilities, and for knights, what it does is any physical element damage is reduced by 2%, and any magical element damage is reduced by 1.6%. As you can see, the percentage is in blue. That means as you level up your skill, your percentage is gonna go up from that point. So every time you hit a level, you upgrade a level, then probably gonna change to like some odd numbers. Secondly, we have a passive ability called Counter. What it does, if you fully block enemy monsters, you have a 56% chance of activating this buff. What it does, it lasts for 5 seconds, and during that 5 seconds, all your attack will be critical. So basically, once you block once, you have 5 seconds to unload a lot of damage. People say knights are, supposed to be a tank class, but they actually do quite a good of damage at the same time. Unfortunately, the con of this character as of right now is it's not a, you can't say that he's a tanking class, unfortunately, because it does not have a aggro or taunt ability where normal MMO tanking class have. So basically, it does have an ability to lure the monster towards the character. So I personally can't say it is a tanking class at the moment, but hopefully in the future, they will get a lot of they will get a ability. Well, they have that able to pull a monster towards them. Then I will consider it a tank. But as of right now, you could see it as a DPS class with a lot of survival defensive abilities, so to say. Lastly, all classes have this ability of charge. For knights, it's called charge. And what it does, you're gonna move 33 meters forward, and then you're gonna hit up to during that 3 meters, you're gonna hit up to 5 monsters and then hit them for 55%. So it's a basic charge. You don't use your SP, you actually use your EP, which is your action buff, action power, I should say, which allows you to climb and then balloon and all that stuff. So yeah, those are the abilities. How to play efficiently during the leveling phases. I heard that they're not as bad. They're kind of like Thief because of the fact they have this boomerang shield. This will definitely allow you to tag a monster a lot easier, unlike Berserker where they actually have to leap into the monster to hit them. But it doesn't consume a lot of SP, and then you get to toss it and hit up to pretty much like 4 monsters. So it is pretty useful skill. So leveling is not gonna be as stressful than Berserker. However, it will still limit you a certain way that range doesn't have. So, you know, big downside will be the fact that it is not a range class, but however, it does accommodate that by having this shield toss ability. Some pros will be definitely the survivability. You're probably not going to be drinking a lot of potion because of the fact that you have a lot of defensive abilities, so that's always a good thing. Not using your pot as much, it's definitely going to save you with the mesos, definitely going to save you with your, you know, potions, herbs that you could save up for later things. So yeah, so that was a quick little intro of the class Knight. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys enjoy watching. If you guys like the video, please do hit that like button, and if you want to see more content similar to this, always feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. It will let me keep me going, and I will bring you a lot more content according to Maplestory 2. So thank you all for watching. I do have some other class videos that are live as we speak, so be sure to check that out as well. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you guys all later. Ciao.